Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Coffee Run Live for Friday. Yes, it is Friday. For those of you who are TGIFers, I am totally with you. I love my work. I love my business. I love my clients. I love what I do, but I also love Fridays. And it's interesting because I've been chatting with clients today. Hey, Gerda. Chatting with clients today in the Hottest Fuck Blitz about boundaries and all of this type of thing, and really around some stuff that I put in place. Hey, Tamara, not quite early enough in the piece around, boundaries. So for me, Friday is my last working day of the week. I don't work weekends unless I've got a really big deadline or unless I'm running an event or something like that. Weekends are kind of sacred family time normally. However, this Friday, I am even more excited because I get to play roller derby tomorrow. I'm so excited. I'm really scared and nervous. So heading off to Bendigo with my roller derby family. So this weekend is roller derby family as opposed to my own, I don't say biological family, except my husband's not a biological family person. You get what I mean. With my immediate family, it's my roller derby family that I get to hang out with for the whole entire weekend, and I am just beyond excited. I'm really nervous, really freaking scared actually as well. It's I played my first full contact game a month ago actually with the men, and we all heard how that went. Right? Some of you will recall my complete and utter meltdown that happened as a result of it. So, excited to be able to play with my new team. I've been officially named in the team that our league forms a part of this. So I'm really excited. Wish me luck. Wish me all the luck. I'm going to try to not nervously vomit beforehand, and I'll probably go to the toilet 55,000 times, and hopefully it will all go according to plan. So what I wanted to chat with you guys this morning about was really about, number one, niching and the mind-bending conversation that this creates, and some of the problems that it kind of creates when we're trying to work out who the hell our niche is and who they are. And then I'm also going to talk with you about content creation that makes you visible, obviously, because that's what we're all about, and then generates a return. So first of all, one of the questions, or one of the conundrums that a client of mine had earlier this week, we were chatting back and forth and jamming about the problem with niching. Right? And part of the problem with niching is that if you are looking at pivoting into a new niche, or you're looking at reinventing yourself into, something perhaps you've outgrown your business, right? In terms of what it is that you're teaching and offering, this happened to me. And it's the things that I was doing, the things that I was training and teaching and still worked. It was just that I kind of outgrew the subject matter. Can't remember if I talked about this in a live stream this week. I know I definitely talked about it in the Hottest Fuck Blitz. So maybe, I don't know, I've delivered 7 modules already of that. We've got the last one going live at 1:00 today. It's been totally badass. But for me, it's just kind of how do you determine and how do you work out who your people are going to be, who your clients are going to be, if you're not even quite sure yet, what this outgrowing of what you've been doing. And it's hard, right? When you're making money and you're generating a result, you're getting clients. But if it feels like your soul is withering in this work that you're doing, it's a pretty surefire sign that you've outgrown that, and your genius, your zone of awesomeness, your soul will be calling you to do something different, to do something about it. And interestingly, whether you make the conscious choice and decision to pivot, to reinvent, or whether you decide to not make the decision to do it, there will be repercussions to that. So usually that will look at like the money just starts to dry up. The things that you used to be able to sell just no longer sell. The things you used to be able to do in order to get clients just stop working. And it can almost feel like the universe is conspiring against you rather than for you. And I guess this the thing that a lot of us are facing when we've been, making six figures a year, when you've maybe hit the 7-figure a year mark, and it's like, but this is no longer, it's no longer doing it for me. And then we go, okay, so who am I going to help? What am I going to do? What am I going to teach? How do I choose my niche again? Blah, 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 blah. So the best advice that I could possibly give you, and I gave this to a client earlier this week, I just said, rather than worrying about, first of all, what their problems are or what it is that they do, the very first thing that I would come back to, and I always recommend that you guys do this, is number one, who is the kind of person that you want to work with? Right? Forget about the what you do because you'll make that work. Forget about what their problems are because you'll solve them for them. This is it is not a binary answer. It is not a ones and zeros answer. They have this problem and therefore I'm going to do this. Right? That comes later, and we'll talk about that in this live stream as well. But if we think about niching in the sense of, who do you most enjoy working with? Hey, Shan, great to see you. Who do you most enjoy working with? What are the qualities of that person? For me, the thing that I want, no matter who it is that I am working with, I want them to be freaking funny. I want them to be intelligent. I want them to be smart. I want to be able to, in fact, it's kind of mandatory. I need to be able to sit down with them in a bar and have a glass of champagne, or sit at dinner and have a great conversation. It's not negotiable, right? The thing that they do is kind of that is important, obviously, because, we've got to make money, and it's not like they're not just going to pay me to be their friend. Although we could do that if that works for you. Maybe I can launch a new program that's like the Let Nicola Be Your Friend, Let Nicola Be Your BFF program. I wonder how that would go. You guys don't need new friends, right? But you will need your problem solved. But first and foremost, the main thing is that, if I don't like you, it's not going to freaking work. The stuff that we do is intensive. It's transformational. It's I'm going to push you out of your comfort zone. And if I don't like you, if I wouldn't sit and have a drink with you, why the heck would I take your money? It's kind of ludicrous, right? Hey, Shan, it's just no. And so the people that I think about, it's and I've had to work through this, and I've tried the ones and zeros option. I've tried the binary option. I've tried that, the logical thing, and it works. But I think what's more powerful, particularly when we're looking at doing something different to what we've done before, or perhaps refining what it is that we've done before, it's super important to look at things differently than we've ever looked at them before. So, I've been teaching niching for years. I've been teaching niching since 2011, right? Teaching people how to niche since 2011. It's been freaking forever. So, and I used to be very much of the school of, what's the demographic? What do they do? Where do they live? What kind of car do they drive? Where do they hang out? What kind of magazines do they look at? What do they do for fun? What are their problems? What are their goals, dreams, and desires? And that's all really great. And it's actually all still really important. I'm not saying that stuff's not important, but I really believe that stuff now needs to come secondary to who do you want to hang out with? What kind of people do you want to work with? So one of the things that I suggested that may be helpful is to go, all right, well, what kinds of things would you be doing if you're kind of hanging out after you've been teaching? Do you go and do a workout at the gym? Do you go and drink champagne? What do they look like? Are they attractive people to you? Are they badasses? Are they, do they live on the edge? What kind of people are they? Because then what we can start to do is we can kind of feel more into them, right? Versus going, well, they are 35 years old with 2 children and living in the suburbs of Melbourne, driving there, blah, 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 blah. So we can get into the feeling of them first. And then we can go, all right, so now that we kind of, like, we've it's almost like, I guess, creating like a dating profile for, or a dating profile for someone who you might like to hang out with, right? I imagine, I don't know, I'm married for years and hate the thought of having to go and meet someone new. But anyway, I imagine that what I would be doing is I would be journaling about the kind of man that I might like to meet if my husband and I were to go our separate ways. So I'd probably write about the kind of person that they are versus what do they do? Where do they live? How many kids do they have or not? Like get into that more, the other side first of all, and then start developing some more of their demographics, right? And then we can go into, okay, so what does this person who, loves to sit and drink champagne or cocktails by the pool, or like Shannon and I sat at on one of the beach lounges at the pool, next to the pool in Bali, what kind of conversations are we having? And I guess that gives you the opportunity then to assume rapport with your ideal niche of person, right? Because you can sit and imagine, well, what kinds of conversations would we be having over cocktails? What kinds of things would we be talking about? What kinds of things are they saying? Oh, I just really wish that I could sort this out. What would you do? And you can you jam back and forth in your head with your person, and it gives you a different insight perhaps into their psychology and into their psychographics, right? And then get into the demo. It was the best, Shannon. It was. We should definitely repeat that very, very soon. So that's that. Now, once you've got that, it's going to make it so much easier for you to then create content, right? And you all know that I think content creation is the queen of everything, but it's got to be done strategically. And it's got to be done in a way that obviously builds your visibility, because if your person doesn't even see you, then they don't know that you exist. Then they don't know that they can get help from you. They don't know that they're going to be your new business besties sitting on the porch drinking cocktails at the end of a training event, if that's your thing. Maybe it's about going and making vegan cheese at some fabulous place that does that at the end of an event. I don't know, like what's your ultimate thing? So then we've got this person that you can imagine, right, well, this is what they like. Like, what kinds of things do they really need to hear today? What kinds of things can I help them with? What kinds of things can I give them to do? What bits of advice, hints, tips, motivation, inspiration? What problems are they having? Like, what are they thinking about when they're like, oh my God, I need to turn on this fucking camera, but look, I've got this really big pimple here and I've got this big thing going on here. Maybe you're a makeup artist and you can, teach them how to create flawless skin. Like, I don't know. So it does make everything easier, because it gives you an insight into them that nobody else has, right? No one else is thinking about your person that you've imagined in your head and going, okay, so what is it that they really need to hear today? So the thing that I would do, and I talk about this in my book, I would sit down and absolutely, hey, Taria, thank you. So excited. Yay, from New Zealand. Awesome. So one of the things that I would do if I were you is I would sit down and journal, write, type, whatever floats your boat, and just start writing about what this person is like. What do they look like? What do they sound like? Do they tell really silly jokes? Do they love cocktails? Do they love gin and tonics? Do they love vegan cheese? Do they not drink? Like, what is it about them? And what kinds of conversations would you have with them over the dinner table? Truly, what kind of conversations would you have over the dinner table? And then if you imagine, I watched this show, what was it called? I binge watched a show on Netflix. Netflix and I should really break up. I spend too much time on there at night. I binge watched a show last weekend. I can't remember exactly, but anyway, like this woman's husband was killed And turns out that the woman, I think it was the woman who, oh, it was a hit and run. That's right. So hit and run. And what they were going to do, or like this woman who hit him in the car then befriended the wife of the guy who died and became friends with them. And then it all came out and rah, rah, rah. But what they would do, I digress. What they were doing is they met at this grief group. It's got Christina Applegate in it and someone else that I can't remember. But they would talk on the phone in the middle of the night. It's like, it might be like 2 a.m. and they're on the phone talking about random things. And then that led to deeper conversations. And that obviously leads to deeper conversations. And then, you know, if you think about the kinds of conversations that you have with a friend, I can't remember the name of it, Shan. It's ridiculous. But conversations with a mate, with a friend, they kind of can go to being like really surface level stuff to kind of like really deep stuff. And then it kind of swings back around. It's like, oh, you know, what's going on, you know, with work, oh, yeah, rah, rah, rah. And then, oh, like this happened with my husband the other day, or, you know, this is what's going on with work. And then it kind of like, it ebbs and flows, right? So if you imagine, what would you be talking about with this person at 2 o'clock in the morning? And it's not about being, it's not like they weren't drunk, I don't think, although they did drink wine in later episodes. But they're talking back and forth. And so about different levels of things. And so if you can think about your person with that, what are some sort of like basic things that you can talk about? And then other days it's going to be about getting really deep and into the sort of like the nitty gritty of whatever it is that's going on in their world. So like I know for some people that there are, you know, there a lot of people are having a whole ton of financial trouble, but you're not going to start off going, okay, you know, I know that money might be really shit for you right now or whatever, but in your content, you might talk about how to make more money easily. And then you can bring in, you know, I've been having some conversations with people about that you know, that they're finding it kind of tough at the moment. And we just want to let you know that you're not alone. You know, this is a little bit why when I was talking earlier about outgrowing and reinventing, you know, it's a position that a lot of people are in. The way that they've been doing business is no longer lighting them up. It's no longer serving them. And in the middle of the night, and I know because this was me, it's like, well, what if I fuck it all up? What if it doesn't work? What if people think that I am batshit crazy? You know, what if nobody buys this new thing that I go and put out there? And then what does that mean? You know, I really love getting on and doing my live streams every day and I love creating content. But if I can't get clients, I'm completely screwed, right? You know, these are the thoughts and the fears that run around in people's heads when they're considering doing a niche switch or a niche hop or a reinvention or like a burning everything to the fucking ground and then rebuilding it up and, you know, rising from the ashes like the phoenix, right? It's that type of thing where it's less like there are times when we've got to delve underneath that concrete fucking surface, like underneath the concrete slab to find out what's really going on in the dirt. Thank you. Like Shannon's a renovator. So I totally, you know, I'm totally used your industry as an example there. This even works in my industry of renovating because it's essentially a relationship. Exactly. How I do what I do is why the soul clients are key. Precisely. Absolutely. You know, I've talked about, like, I call them hot cold clients. I came up with that weird ass term on a coffee run live, I think, about a month ago, instead of calling it like ideal client or perfect client or your avatar or whatever, which is really boring. I'm like, my clients, I would walk over hot fucking coals for. And the reason that I know that I would do that is because I've done this work, like I'm suggesting that you do, and then created the content around that to bring them. No, it's not even about bringing them in. It's about them being able to even see me. And that's why I need to keep showing up, right? It's why you need to keep showing up. It's why you need to be the person who, no matter what any feedback is that you're getting, that you're showing up, that you're sharing with them, that you are totally 100% committed to them, to your own visibility, so that they can even hear you. Because what will happen, thanks Gerda, it's a little bit like, you know those dog whistles where you foof them, and that's the technical term, you're like, whoof, and you, like, only the dogs can hear it and the humans can't hear it, right? If you don't even blow your whistle, toot, toot, toot. I feel like I should be in a nightclub dancing. Blow your whistle, and only the people who are tuned in to your frequency, to your message, and the way that you do it, only they will hear you. Everybody else will just be kind of like, that was a bit weird, you know, and then they toddle off in their own little world, just focusing on their own little thing. So, and this is why the content creation is important, right? Now, there will be some things, or there may be some things that will come up that will test your resolve with this. And case in point, this week, there was a comment, thank you, Tamara. I think it's pretty damn awesome. I had a comment around maybe people didn't understand what it was that I was talking about. And I was like, huh? Really? I think it's pretty clear. And the interesting thing about that is I was just like, oh, well, the people that are confused by it, or the people that don't get it, are probably not ever going to buy from me, and they're probably not my clients, and they're probably not going to be hot cold clients, because if they don't get it, then they're not probably going to get it, and that's totally fine. And it's not actually my business to try and do it. And I guess that's like that dog whistle thing, right? I'm going around like toot, 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 and they're just like, I see some stuff going on, but I'm not really sure what's happening. Like, what's going on over there? And that's okay, because your whistle is going to attract the people that your whistle needs to attract, right? But you've got to blow your fucking whistle. If you don't blow your whistle, then do you even exist? I don't even know. I don't even know that you even exist if you don't blow your whistle. So there you go. That is my little sermon rant thing for today on educational coffee run, on niching and why it's really important, but not in the way that pick your ideal client and, you know, work out their demographics and stuff like that. There's more to it. Like I said, it's that stuff underneath the concrete foundation. Like what's that dirt look like underneath the slab? And then work up from there. And then you can build your frame and do all of the other things that you do, which is about your content creation, right? So you've got to lay the foundations properly. Otherwise, it all just crashes down and nothing freaking works. So the things that will come up to test you might be people saying, like, I don't really understand what it is that you're doing right now. There might be a period of time where you even doubt yourself. And you might find that there are some people who just kind of like drift out of your awareness, or drift out of your reality, or unsubscribe from your list, or unlike your page. These are some of the signs that you have made the right fucking decision. All right? I know it can be scary. Believe me, I know, because it's just like, oh my God, but I spent so much time building that up, and I spent so much money building up those leads, and I spent all of this time doing all of this thing, and rah, 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 and that's great. But that stuff is done and dusted and put to bed, and it no longer serves you. So you've got to be okay with the fact that there will be some natural attrition, and that is fine and okay. What it's doing is it's making the space for these new people or old people that are like, yeah, I'm ready for this next level, to be able to come on through and come on into your world and into your reality. The other thing that you might experience is that your income might go down. Again, that's okay. It's a natural part of it. It also might not, and that's okay. It's a natural part of it. So whatever it is that you're experiencing with a reinvention, with a pivot, with this, like, I've really got to up the ante stuff, there will be some natural kind of consequences that occur as a result of it. Your job is to put the blinkers on, get people around you who are like, nah, babe, you've got this. Nah, you're doing the right thing. Nah, you're all clear. You're all good. You've got this. You've got this. Baby, you fucking got this. Because otherwise, and I've done this in the past, we can revert back to that thing, and then it still doesn't work anyway. Even when you try to refuel the little bastard and try to get it back off the ground again, it just doesn't. It's just like, nah, not doing this. We're not doing this, Nicola. We've had this conversation. You should not be doing this anymore, right? So you've just got to keep those blinkers on. Trust that it will all work out. no matter what the physical signs are being shown to you, no matter, like, just keep your resolve there. Stay true to your core, to your heart, to your resolve, and just fucking gun for it, because you can totally do it. There are so many people out there who stick it out, who keep going, and, you know, it's all of those overnight successes that appear to all of a sudden made it, but they've got the 9 years behind them, or the 5 years behind them, or the 2 years behind them of, you know, doing it really freaking hard, but being relentless in their goal, their dream, their desire, their actions to make it come true, make it come to life. Whew, I thought I'd finished talking, but apparently there was more. Now I have finished speaking. So this has been helpful. Let me know. Share it with people far and wide that need to hear this. I can't wait to come and chat with you on Monday morning at 11 a.m. at our regularly scheduled time slot. Thanks for your patience with me running a little bit late today. I've had fun. I hope you have too. Can't wait to tell you about the roller derby stories on on Monday. I'm sure there will be many analogies coming on out from the derbs. All right, everyone, have a really amazing weekend. Take care, stay safe, get out there, go help some people, be visible, and go have fun doing it. All right, mwah. See you later.